21 champion. That's the lineup. Remember the home team, that's Bellevue, going the red and the blue helmet colours throughout the meeting. The visitors from Peterborough wear the white and yellow and black. A referee high above us tonight, he is Paul Ackroyd, a very experienced. He moves away from the tapes. The referee looks down and up tapes go the tapes, and they fly away. Peter Carlson on the inside for the visitor, but going round the outside, trying to pick it up in blue is Kai Laukkanen, and in third place is Andy Smith. It'll be 3-all if it stays like this, but they're jockeying for positions, and the track looks good, PC. Yeah,
Peter Carlson's going real well. He is a small track specialist, and he rides this track very, very good. Had a lot of experience at Wolverhampton in the past, but certainly the track's looking very, very good after all the problems that they've had, and it's looking very well right now.
And Peter Carlson going fairly wide and picking up his own racing line there. Ahead of him, second place for Bellevue, Kai Laukkanen. Third for Bellevue in red is Andy Smith. Right at the rear in yellow and black, that's David Howe. He's a long, long way behind his teammate Peter Carlson. With a lap and a quarter to go, it's set for level points at the end of the first heat in this one. Carlson absolutely will perfect and in fine form, looking ahead to Saturday's Polish Grand Prix, in which he rides. The Swede is going to take the checkered flag here. Going wide behind him is Kai Laukkanen, but there is in white for Peter Carlson. Second in blue is Kai Laukkanen. Third in red is Andy Smith. 3 points apiece the heat score, and that means it's 3 points on aggregate with one heat gone. Bellevue 3, Peterborough 3.
Obviously it looked good, and the track conditions look good as well.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the track is very good prepared. It's fairly slick, and I think it'll be slicker as the night goes on. You know, we just got to adapt to it and make our changes.
Well, here's a look at the start again, and perhaps you and Shane can perhaps tell us what you see when you see it now in repeat.
I was pretty worried when we had the track walk and whatever, because I didn't quite know how my bike would perform off the start, but obviously it looks good.
Do you think the track's going to change as far as conditions go as the meeting goes on?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be slicker. Yeah.
How's the team at the moment? I mean, obviously we were just talking with Susie earlier on. Obviously this is a big meet for you as well as it is for Bellevue. What's the feeling in the team at the moment, obviously without Ryan?
Well, we've kind of talked about it, and we're just going to try really hard and make the points up in his races, you know, to make up for lost ground.
And in terms of away matches, you've kind of got to get the scores here, because there are tougher teams out there at the moment.
Oh, definitely, yeah. These points are really important, yeah.
All right, well, we'll let you go back to the pits and talk to the guys about the conditions and see what you've got to do. He said, are you going to change?
And he's certainly making up for it this year as well.
There's the lineup. On the inside, Nigel Sadler goes for Peterborough in white. In red for Bellevue, their guest Brent Werner, the American. Gate 3, Brett Woodyfield, the Aussie from South Australia. Alongside Shane Parker from Adelaide is Brett Woodyfield from Peterborough. And for Bellevue on the outside from Mildura in Victoria, that is Kevin Doolan, the 19-year-old. That's Blazer. Referee high up above us, overlooking the start line. Away goes the starting marshal, up fly the tapes, and away in red goes Brett Werner, and Werner who rides, but oh, look, sailing into the fences, Kevin Doolan, only just getting beyond the first bend. Real disappointment there for him, and I'm sure that the referee will have to do something about that. I'm not quite sure whether there will be an exclusion or what happened to Kevin Doolan there. He's going to restart with all four riders. Kevin Doolan will be into this. We'll have to see what happened here. It looked to me as if it was Doolan's own fault, but our referees decided effectively. First bend bunching, Peter.
Yeah, certainly first bend bunching was the thing there. Kevin was basically on the outside. We see him in the blue, and when he gets to the first corner, the rider in yellow just catches him going in there, takes his leg away. That was Brett Woodyfield basically, but really when everybody gets to the turn together, you know, these things do happen, and that's the right thing really, to put all four back in. And I'm not really sure what the state of Kevin's bike is going to be like, really. I just hope he hasn't bent it.
Peter, as they go into the fence here, what qualities has the safety fence here?
Well, the corners are very wide. They're actually 16 metres wide right there, and Kevin actually went a long way before he went into the fence. Unfortunately, by the time he'd hit the fence, he'd lost all his speed.
Right down on that bend is our studio. Shane Parker's there and saw it pretty close.
Right. Obviously, Kevin's leg's just been taken out by Brett Woodyfield's back wheel, and I think it's the right decision with all four being put back in.
Well, Shane obviously believes a perfectly fair decision. They saw it head on. We can see it here again. And the man who had the crash, Kevin Doolan, I think is in the pits with Susie Perry.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. We're actually still on the track, but Kevin, we're just watching that incident. How did you see it?
Yeah, it was exactly how the referee caught it. It was first corner bunching. I made a decent jump and tried to come down across the field, and I think it was Brett got a bit more speed than me going into the corner, and we just touched and I went down.
Okay, but you're fit and everything. What about the bike? Any problems with that?
The chains had pulled tight, so Jason's just having a look at that at the moment, and hopefully everything's okay to get back in.
Okay, well, obviously all back in. You sound a bit croaky. Are you all right there?
I just had a bit of a throat bug for the last week.
You and me both, pal. Okay, well, I'll let you get back so you can get on your bike and get sorted. Thanks.
Once again with Nigel Sadler and Peterborough in white on the inside. Brent Werner, the American guest for Bellevue, goes from gate 2. Brett Woodyfield, the Southern Australian for Peterborough, goes from gate 3. And on the outside, the 19-year-old Aussie who we saw bundle into the fence, that's Kevin Doolan. And just immediately behind him, it's 3 all as we go into this heat number 2. Away they go, this time on the inside in white. Nigel Sadler has it there, but look, going round, and Doolan cuts right back, goes from last to first on the inside. It's Bellevue 1 and 2. What a manoeuvre on that first bend, and now Nigel Sadler will have to catch them, but the Bellevue boys down this straight. Peter Collins, a fantastic piece of speedway.
Tony, this is exactly what Bellevue need now, and we're having some fantastic team riding here by the 2 Bellevue boys. Brent Werner's riding the outside there, and Kevin Doolan, that did such a fantastic job on the first turn now, has tucked in behind him, and it looks as though they're going for those 5 points.
Certainly, with what Doolan was able to achieve, coming from last on the inside, from the outside and through to the inside, that perhaps will give clues to what will happen from now on. But with a lap and a quarter to go, the Bellevue fans are jumping in the air. They haven't had many celebration points this season, but as the riders here go into the last lap, in front is Brent Werner, the American guest, who races in the Premier League for Workington, but tonight he's a Bellevue ace through and through, and following him home, the man of the moment, Kevin Doolan, in third place in yellow and black. That is Brett Woodyfield, and that means it's a 5 points to 1 margin in favour of Bellevue, who now lead by 8 points to 4 with 2 heats gone, and a really fabulous ride by that guest, the number 6, the guest Brent Werner, the American riding here tonight, the 26-year-old, and what a move it was on that first bend to leave us with this result. Brent Werner.
Yeah, all right, yeah, the start I wanted, you know. I made a better start that first go at it, and you know, I tried to do the same. I didn't make as good of a start. I had to just be a bit tough, I guess, the first turn, you know, and just make a good first lap out of it.
You made a good gate, obviously, in the first one, but not so good in the second one. What was the difference between the 2 gates?
Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, I think he maybe just made a little bit better, you know, better one that time as well. I seemed to make a good jump again, but I think I spun up a bit halfway there, and he made a good drive all the way there. You know, but I just had to stick with it. I did actually catch my foot a bit on his footrest there, shot me a bit wide, but like I say, we just stuck it out, and he come back up the inside, and you know, we'd done the hard work then.
Will you be giving advice to the rest of the boys as you go back in there in terms of setup?
I will a bit, yeah. Tell them where it's a bit bumpy and a bit patchy, but a lot of them can see it for themselves, you know, and they ride here every week, so they'll know what's going on.
Well, tell us and the people at home, where is it bumpy and where is it patchy?
I don't know. Going into each corner.
We'll let you get back and sort yourself out for the next
3. Glenn Cunningham, who started the season as a Peterborough rider, goes for Bellevue in blue from the inside. Sam Taysar, who guested for Bellevue at Oxford last week, with Peterborough heat leader, of course, goes in white from gate 2. Andy Smith, the Bellevue captain, goes from gate 3. And on the outside, it's Stefan Anderson. Remember him in a controversial incident at Eastbourne last season. He was
3 in this one, so we'll see how he goes from gate 3.
Disappointment, third place, first time out for Andy Smith. Starting margin, walks away they go. From the outside, Stefan Anderson picks it up in white. Sam Taysar goes through. It's Peterborough 1 and 2. Andy Smith, though, picking it up on the outside, going wide and getting the grip, going round the outside. Then Andy Smith's going to run out of space here, surely. No, he doesn't, because looking back, Stefan Anderson, and now Smith is going to try and move into second place, and Andy Smith is all over the track, Peter.
Yeah, well, Andy certainly knows where the lines are on this track, but the Peterborough boys really first and second. It's very difficult to pass 2 blokes at once, but Andy's really having a go, but he doesn't seem to be making up a lot of ground at the moment, Tony.
Well, he's trying to battle there, but I think he's going far too wide and leaving Sam Taysar space, and he's only racing his own man at the back with a lap and a half to go. Stefan Anderson, the Swede, fast and furious. He plays ice hockey in the winter, and he's certainly skating this one as they go into the final lap. Stefan Anderson, Eastbourne property, but with Kings Lynn last year, now with Peterborough, has time to look back at his teammate and partner, Sam Taysar. At this scoreline will go 5-1 the way of Peterborough and will level it up, because as they look back, it's 1 in yellow, flies Stefan Anderson ahead of his teammate and partner In white, Sam Taysar. Andy Smith in third place. That's 5 points to 1 in favour of Peterborough. It's now 9 points to Bellevue, 9 points to Peterborough. Level pegging here, and a great ride by that man, Stefan Andersson, the Swede, going really brilliantly for his team now. The 28-year-old from Västervik in Sweden takes the checkered flag in front of teammate Sam Taysar.
Come on, Stefan.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, they had a 5-1 in Heat 2, and so now we're level again, and we're just going to go for it.
I'm just going to have to mention something here. You've got a black eye. You've not been out with Martin recently, have you?
No, I haven't, no. No, it's just an accident in Sweden. I fell off a push bike, so a little bit unfortunately, but that happens sometimes.
Okay, well, obviously the last time we saw you was the big incident, of course, which we won't talk about any longer. But how is it out there? Because we've been talking about track conditions, talking about how slick. How did you find it personally?
Very, very slick. It's going to go slicker and slicker all along the meeting, and you just have to make starts and get your bike set up perfectly. And I'm going to do a few changes because I was spinning up going out of the corners, and it's so slick out there, and you just have to try and make starts.
Okay, so tell us exactly what are you going to change on your bike?
I might go up on the main jet and maybe go down on the ignition a little bit because I got a speed going in the corner, so I just need a speed going out.
Right, okay. And what about Sam? Because that was a great bit of team riding. That was presumably planned.
Yeah, I mean, I looked back after the first corner and I saw Sam, but I saw the other guys coming around me as well, and they just have to try and stay in line. It's quite hard to team ride as you can on other tracks around here because it's quite tight corners, so but end up very good.
Okay, thanks very much, Stefan, and well done. Back to...
Fellow Aussie goes for Peterborough from gate 2. Jason Lance from gate 3. That's 3 Aussies, gates 1, 2 and 3 on the outside. The man who's the Peterborough captain tonight, his first maximum for Peter was last Friday. He's looking looks here tonight, and we're seeing some fantastic action so far in the 3 races, level pegging at 9 all. Away goes our starting marshal. Our referee Paul Ackroyd delays the tapes, and up they fly in the end for Peter Carlson to pick it up. And right at the back, Brett Woodfield, while his engine failed somehow. I've got a feeling he stalled something. Our referee thinks it's a totally unsatisfactory start, and I think you'll find the tapes probably got jammed there because they took an eternity to go up, PC.
I think that somebody touched the tapes there. I've got a feeling that we had a front wheel there on the tapes. It looked very, very tight, but he doesn't seem to have excluded anyone. But maybe we did have a tape problem because he seemed to hold them, like you say, Tony, a long, long time. Yeah, very strange.
Looks to me, Peter, it was a tape delay which the referee was not in control of, and the riders were burning things out left, right,
yeah,
and centre.
I was looking at. I thought somebody had actually rolled into the tape there. The rider in yellow looked very close, but having said that, it must have been a possibility that the tapes weren't working properly.
Kevin Doolan goes from the inside for the Aces. Brett Woodfield goes from gate 2 for Peterborough. Aussie superstar Jason Lance, second in the overseas final of the World Championship to Sam Ermolenko, goes from gate 3 on the outside. It's the Swede Peter Carlson in the Grand Prix Saturday, and one important for the riders with their reactions. Our starting marshal moves away, the riders look down. Again the tapes are held, but this time they do fly up. And again round the outside, Peter Carlson picks up speed, but look at Jason Lance in front. Carlson locks up, Lance extends his lead. In third place, Kevin Doolan. The Aces pulling back, but now battling to get through. Brett Woodfield, and Woodfield has made another mistake at the rear, and he's effectively out of this, but Jason Lance is flying out front.
Yeah, Jason Lyons has got a very, very fast racing line round here. He certainly knows it like the back of his hand there. He comes into the turns very, very fast, goes very, very wide in the middle, chops back and gets the wheels in line very, very early and burns off down the straights. Very, very quick ride around here.
Bellevue ace, Jason Lyons, the star of the team, as Peter Collins was a few years back himself. Very popular here with just over a lap to go. Jason Lyons within second place in white, Peter Carlson for Peterborough. Third, the second Bellevue rider is Kevin Doolan. This will be a 4 points to 2 to the home team to open up a 2-point lead for them if it stays like this. And certainly Jason Lyons there has time to spare, speed to spare. He takes that with some comfort ahead of in second place the rider in white. Third in blue is Kevin Doolan. That's 4 points to 2 to the Aces, who now lead by 13 points to 11 with 4 heats gone. And that man there, the number 5 with the red helmet colour, Jason Lyons, winning it with some comfort here. Quite an achievement by him.
I didn't really get off the start. I messed the setup a little bit, so I've got it to get me off the start this time, and hopefully it'll work.
Okay, so you haven't made any changes since heat 1?
Yeah, I've changed the main jet and pushed the wheel forward a little bit, so hopefully I'll get to that first corner first and stay there.
Okay, it seems like quite a positive atmosphere there in the pits. I mean, you really need to try and win tonight, David.
Of course, because we struggled at the start of the season, we've got to try and make up with it with a few away wins, and that's what we're aiming to do.
Okay, so how are you going to play this one apart from getting out of the gate?
Well, like I say, get out at the start and then have a look for my teammate. I've come off the first corner and then try and team him up for 5-1.
Okay, good luck, David. Thanks. Peter, Tony, over to you guys.
David Howe goes from the inside for Peterborough. Andy Smith, the Bellevue captain, he goes from gate 2. For Peterborough, Sam Tazar, the flying check, goes from gate 3. And Glenn Cunningham for the Bellevue Aces goes from the outside in blue. A reminder that Bellevue, the home club, who wear the red worn by Peterborough Panthers in this one. Roy Gavitas marches away and the tapes fly up quickly this time. One or two riders perhaps caught, but not Andy Smith out front because he's away. But look at the pressure from the outside. From Sam Tazar goes one side of him. The other side in yellow goes David Howe. And this is going horribly wrong for the Bellevue Aces. Andy Smith was caught napping and now the Panthers are on the prowl. And look who tumbles down. Andy Smith right into the fence. Our referee will stop this one because Andy Smith is lying crumpled up at the pit's bend. I'm sure that Susie Perry won't be far away, but I wonder how he seemed to run out of space. He got his foot trapped under the fence there. He went far, far too wide, Peter Collins. I've got a feeling, really, he had no way to go, and he has been excluded by our referee, so that's going to make it even tougher for the Bellevue Aces. The stretcher coming over, but how did it happen?
Yeah, Andy was certainly in the thick of things early on there, and he just got pushed wide there on that pit's turn as they started the second lap, and I think he got his foot caught under the kickboard. You can see that board there, and here we can see it again. Andy had gone from first right back to last place. He tangles a little bit with his teammate Glenn Cunningham there, and down Andy goes. Fortunately, he's down there. He's got the bike down before he hit
there, and it looks as if she's moved as quickly as Andy Smith, because as he takes his helmet off, Susie Perry can talk with Andy.
I think it's impossible to move as quickly as Andy Smith, especially when he came off his bike there. Andy just went a little bit too hot there.
Yeah, I just got a little nudge going in the corner and came off.
Trying too hard. I mean, you saw the two guys ahead of you getting a 5-1 again. Was that the reason for it?
I just got a little nudge going in, straightened me up.
Yeah.
So came to grief.
But you're the one that's been excluded.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
So what's your feeling on that? About you've been nudged.
Well, I could go complain on the telephone, but it won't make any difference. So I won't get all worked up about it.
All right, Andy, back to the pits. Thanks.
And Glenn Cunningham facing a big challenge. Remember, he started the season with Peterborough. The riders look down, the tapes fly up, and away they go. Cunningham marooned on the outside, and the two Peterborough riders come through. A chance for team riding now, but Cunningham is going to make the work. They close the gap, and now the way is clear for Sam Tazar in white. Is going wide, and with him David Howe. But look at Cunningham coming through. He caught David Howe on the hop, and now Howe will have to fight back as Cunningham goes on. Howe's locked up, and now he's the man that's got to work. The Bellevue fans are loving this, and a challenging ride from Glenn Cunningham, Peter.
Yeah, I thought Glenn Cunningham had actually given up, but he's really getting stuck in there now because the way he went past David Howe there was great. He really did ride a very tight line where there was some grip, Tony.
And he's putting the pressure now on the man out front, Sam Tazar, and he's making up for perhaps that little nudge on Andy Smith, because Glenn Cunningham, with just over a lap to go, is making it anything but easy for the man in front, Sam Tazar. David Howe is now marooned at the back, and the Bellevue Aces, well, they'll be delighted to get a second place in this, because once again it'll be level if it stays like this, with 5 heats gone. In white, the winner there, ahead, that's Sam Tazar ahead of Glenn Cunningham in blue, David Howe in yellow and black. That's 4 points to 2. The visitors take that heat. It's now 15 points apiece with 5 heats gone. Plenty of action still to come.
Because you're up against those two.
Yeah, it was very hard off gate 4. It's really slick off the start tonight, so I'm trying to start with hardly any motor on and stuff. Didn't make the best of starts, but I had a fairly good run around the first turn.
We can see it here.
Yeah, I sort of kept it on, and I was all the time thinking about cutting back.
You obviously missed the start, but you made a great third and fourth bend and managed to get by Dave.
I think I cut in on the inside, possibly.
Yeah, the track's quite slick. It's very difficult to pass.
It is. My bike's running quite well on the slick though tonight, it seems to be. And I'm getting in a little bit of trouble in the dirt. So
you're going to make any changes to try and get the bike off the start a little bit better?
I think so. Yeah, I think maybe go up on the jet in a bit or something just to get the initial jump, because normally I run a very strong motor, and Well,
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see much passing tonight. It's all going to be from the gate, more or less.
Not really. It is a tricky little track to ride, though, and
yeah.
I think maybe some of the Peterborough boys are going to make a few mistakes. Hopefully, we need a bit of luck.
But is it just one line at the moment? There's not really many. You've already mentioned them, and we're nowhere to pass. But just one line, really.
Yeah, it seems to be more around the inside, but then you've got Jason who's really on the gas, and he's taking a real wide line up here. So I don't know. I'm new to this place myself, so I haven't really got so much home track advantage.
You're an ex-Peterborough boy. Are you wanting to get one over on them tonight?
Definitely. You know, my season's just been plagued with bad luck this year, and I still don't really feel the season started for me.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to, you know, kick-start it tonight, really.
Well, let's hope you turn it round, Glenn. Let you go back to the pits.
Right. Goes from the inside in blue for Bellevue. Gate 2, Peter Carlson for Peterborough. Carlson so far 5 race points from 2 rides. Gate 3, Jason Lyons on the outside, but having problems here is Nigel Sadler. And certainly, I wonder if there's a bit of gamesmanship going on here. Certainly, he's keeping a watchful eye on things for the pits. Here now, though, we're going ahead with the number 6. Our starting marshal walks away, and away they go. And right away goes Peter Carlson. What a fly. He's got round the outside. Goes Jason Lyons. Lyons locks up, and now he's got ground to make up because nipping through on the inside was Kevin Laukkanen, and now Lyons has to do it all again. He's chasing Peter Carlson, but that allows Kai Laukkanen to go through on the inside. And talk about passing in this one. The fans are loving it now as the Bellevue men go through to 1 and 2 with Laukkanen and Lyons, and that's chained from top to bottom, Peter.
Yeah, Laukkanen is certainly the key in this race. That manoeuvre there when he went past Peter Carlson was brilliant. The same line as we saw Glenn Cunningham do in the previous race, but now we've got Bellevue 1 and 2 because Jason Lyons has followed him through.
Well, I can't believe this because it almost completely reversed the order set for Nigel Sadler, who's struggling. Peter Carlson was in front, and as they go into the last lap now, Carlson has it all to do for Peterborough, and if it stays like this, Bellevue will move into a 4-point lead with 6 heats gone and 9 to go. They are flying out front now. Jason Lyons goes wide for just a minute, but in the end, his teammate wins it in blue. That's Kai Laukkanen. Second place in red to Jason Lyons. Third in white is Peter Carlson. That's 5 points to 1. The third heat advantage of the night to the Bellevue Aces, who now lead by 20 points to 16 with 6 heats gone. We have a meeting on our hands.
He's leading the race here now. There was Jason Lyons again. There's Jason on the start again. Into the first corner. Now Jason Lyons tries that run round the outside. He gets too much speed in the middle of the corner, has to overslide it, loses all his speed and basically drops back to 3rd place. Now the race started here with Laukkanen in the blue because Kai rides a very tight line right down there. There's still some grip low down, just to zoom on the inside there of Peter Carlson, and then look who's following him through. Jason Lyons is right in there to join his Bellevue partner, and there we get a 5-1 for Bellevue, and that puts Bellevue right back in the score there, leading by 4 points.
Well,
Not a bad way to do it.
I just getting back to the old days or last year's days. That I find today track is nice for me. I find a couple places where I can maybe pass if there is somebody in front of me.
You passed up the inside there, and obviously the race before that, Glenn done the same thing. Did you watch Glenn in the race before, or you just took the line as you thought it come and got past Pete?
No, I was working with my bike. I didn't see that race, but when you are actually on the race and you see some rider make maybe mistake or think in other way what you do, and like in this one, I think that if I turn really in, slow down when I go into the corner and turn really hard in, I probably can do it and work this time.
That's good.
You say the track's good for you. What about the conditions out there? Is there anything particular that makes it good for your particular riding style? I mean, they've got the tractors out there now, and obviously they're grading it again.
Actually, that is not much different than last week. There is a little bit more bigger stones, and so I think that is similar for everyone at the moment. There is not any big holes, not any special grippy places, just many lines what you can use.
Yeah, track's nice and consistent. It looks consistent.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of getting your wheels in line and getting as much speed as you can out of the corners, I think.
Yeah, that's like for home riders that is maybe a little bit easier because they know where actually on the track you need to turn your bike, that you get some direction.
All right, well done again. We'll let you get back to the pits. And
on the inside for Peterborough goes Sam Taysar. Gate 2 for Bellevue, that's Jason Lyons, the Aussie. Gate 3, Stefan Anderson, already a heat winner in his only ride so far, the Swede for Peterborough. And on the outside is Brent Werner. the American who won his first race at the reserves heat, his only race so far, and playing his part. He's the team manager for Peterborough looking on. Jada Nerves. Don't buy that program, Jim. Away goes the Starling Marshall, and they fly away. Man abreast into the bend, taken up by Jason Lyons. Lyons goes wide. Chance through on the inside for Sam Taser, who looks like taking it, but Jason Lyons stretches it again and leaves him space on the inside. Ding-dong battle here. Goes down this straight, goes Jason Lyons ahead of Sam Taser in second place. Going wide in third is Stefan Anderson. Back at the rear is Brent Werner. Anderson trying to pick it up on the outside. Be level points from this one if it stays like this, but Jason Lyons knows where he's going.
Yeah, Jason's certainly done all the hard work. You can see now he's just riding his own line. If you're actually leading the race, you can ride where you want. You can pick the fast lines, and you're not being balked or put off by any other riders or outside influences. And he's there just enjoying his speedway right now. You can really see that.
This will be his second heat win in 3 rides, and he'll be set for more and more points for the Bellevue Aces as he marches on towards next year's Grand Prix. But in second and third places, the Peterborough riders are holding Brent Werner at bay. But as they go past the checkered flag in red, it's Jason Lyons ahead of in white Sam Taser. Third place goes in yellow and black to Stefan Anderson. 3 points apiece the heat score. That's 23-19 with from gate 2. It's Kevin Doolan for Bellevue. Gate 3, David Howe, who Jim Lynch says has to get going to help their cause. On the outside, Kai Laukkanen, who's just completed 100 rides for Bellevue. This is ride number 101. Remember, already Kai Laukkanen has bagged 5 points here tonight. Our Starling Marshall moves away, a bit of smoke coming there from the bike of David Howe, and away they go to that bend, and now, oh, look at this, round the outside goes Kai Laukkanen, like a jet to the nearby Manchester airport. Quite where he got that from, I do not know. He must have 750cc there, Peter.
Yeah, Tony, he had a very, very wide line, and he just went round that outside like a jet. You can see he's used that again this time. All that grip, his front wheel is just lifting up because he's going so quick at the moment. But it's all happening also behind there, because off into the fence goes Brett Woodyfield.
Well, that was an extraordinary manoeuvre. Brett Woodyfield slowed up completely, then crashed into the fence. The red flags are out, the referee flashing the lights, and really that will penalise a most magnificent move by Kai Laukkanen, with questions asked about Brett Woodyfield, because he had no power at all but finished up in the fence, Peter. He is the man excluded, Brett Woodyfield, by our referee Paul Ackroyd, but Kai Laukkanen has to do it all over again, and I just wonder what happened there, because it was a very, very strange occurrence.
Yeah, Brett Woodyfield's holding his shoulder as well here. I hope we haven't got another shoulder dislocation, because I think he's had that before, and it's always a major problem for speedway riders, are shoulder dislocations. We just heard about the same thing from Ryan Sullivan, but here we go again. This is that heat, and the rider in white here, David Howe, the rider in blue, Kevin Doolan, on the outside, Brett Woodyfield here, all racing for that second place. And there, Woodyfield, basically, he didn't get the back end to break away as he entered the corner, went straight on and just had to bail out, get off that bike as quick as you can, and the referee has excluded the rider in yellow, Brett Woodyfield, for the stopping that race, and I'm sure he's feeling sore and not happy about that. But
hang on a minute, I don't think we're going to be able to listen to Brett because he's got his face mask on, so just wait till he gets his helmet off. Anyway, he's walking all right, doesn't look injured or anything. Tell us what happened.
I don't know, just don't know, the bike was going better then. I sort of struggled in my first two and got it going right, and just lifted coming out the corner and lost a lot of speed. And I think Dave and Kevin just come under there quick, and I wasn't really expecting them, and didn't have much room.
You're a bit dazed. I mean, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. All right, well, let you get back to the pits and get sorted. Sorry you've been excluded. Back to you guys.
The night from the man in red on the outside.
Yeah, just look at Laukkanen here. On the outside, he rides wider than anyone's ridden all night. He's made the start, and basically he's ridden a perfect line right around the outside. So quick.
He certainly was quick. It was a marvellous move and was completely spoiled. Shane Parker, that was quite a move by Kai Laukkanen.
That was a great first corner. Obviously, Kai's looked at the track and worked out there's a bit of dirt out wide, and he's just held it flat and gone for it and come out in front by a long way. It was good first corner. See here, he's made a really good gate, and he's feathered the clutch out the corner. He's heading for the dirt straight away. He's got in the dirt. He's kept his wheels pretty much in line as much as he could, and he was away a few bike lengths in front. It was a very good first corner. Yeah, and obviously here you see Brett's on the outside, and the guys are coming up the inside. he obviously had nowhere to go, and he's tried to avoid him, and as you can see, the Kevin Doolan's kept drifting out wider and Brett had to bail out. He just had nowhere to go.
Excluded. Gate 2, Kevin Doolan goes in blue for Bellevue. Gate 3, David Howe, the sole surviving 18-year-old Peterborough rider from the outside. Flying Finn. Away they go and they fly. Laukkonen gets the drop on the outside. His teammate in front there, Kevin Doolan, is in blue, but look at Laukkonen going. He's picked up the same racing line, and in his wake goes Kevin Doolan, and David Howe is going to struggle now. Doolan, and in front of him goes Laukkonen in red, but now Howe has got through there. Doolan has lost speed, and he will have to do it again. I don't think they catch Kai Laukkonen out front, so there's going to be a battle in second place, but Doolan is getting slower and slower. Howe is getting faster and faster, and it looks as if the Peterborough man, the 18-year-old David Howe, will split the two Bellevue men, but they will extend their lead to 6 points if it stays like this. That could open the door to a tactical substitute for the visitors from Peterborough. The battle at the back is now non-existent. David Howe in second place, Laukkonen first. No passing now in this one, but Laukkonen good.
Yeah, it certainly looked as though Bellevue were on for a 5-1 there, but David Howe did a good manoeuvre there to overhaul Kevin Doolan and to get that second place, and really every point is vital right now because this match is so close.
There's the finish in red there, won by Kai Laukkonen ahead of David Howe. Kevin Doolan just trickling over the line. It's a 4-2 margin in favour of the home team Bellevue. They now lead by 27 points to 21. That opens the door for a tactical ride. Each rider may have such a ride if they are 6 points or more behind. The man on the outside in red is Andy Smith. Darkness starting to descend here as twilight time in the Greyhound Stadium here at Bellevue. Home team Bellevue Aces, yet to win this season. Our lead still to come. Our Starling Marshall walks away, up by the tapes and away they go. And in yellow, Sam Taysar, the tactical sub, goes round the outside. His man inside him in front is Peter Carlson. A chance for tactical riding, and the tactical substitution could work to perfection if it stays like this, because Andy Smith is back in third place for Bellevue. Back in fourth is Glenn Cunningham, and they could close the gap to just 2 points if it stays like this. Just the start, Peter, that Peterborough wanted.
Yeah, the Peterborough pair are looking so strong in this race. Andy Smith really is having a good go, but he doesn't seem to be making a lot of impression here. But Peter Carlson, Sam Taysar having a great team right here. Just look at this, both side by side.
I can tell you Sam Taysar would have been captain, but he says he doesn't like speaking in English to the TV cameras. So Peter Carlson's doing the job. The pair of them doing the job in this heat. Number 9, 1 and 2, Carlson and his teammate Sam Taysar. But now in third place in red is Andy Smith trying to make ground. White at the rear is Glenn Cunningham. But now if it stays like this and Smith is putting in a challenge, he won't get there. But to take the checkered flag in white for the visitors, Peter Carlson. In second place in yellow, Sam Taysar. Third is Andy Smith in red. That's a 5-1 for the visitors from Peterborough. It's now 28-26, just 2 points in it. And certainly with plenty of action still to come, a marvellous result of that.
And there was no looking back. We saw you turn around there and you could see that they were long gone behind you, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a piece of good team riding, you know. Sam was looking after the inside really good, and all I had to do was go for the outside, really.
You've just got the 5-1. Do you think you can go on and win the meeting from here?
I think it's going to be hard, you know. They look pretty good. We just got to keep trying a bit, you know, and see what happens if we can close up the gap a bit.
A couple of more heat advantages and you could be on the way, maybe.
Yeah.
Talked about the conditions at the beginning of the meet. How are they now?
They're really hard for a away rider. It's pretty hard to get the power down to the ground, and I think we're struggling, all of us, really, a bit on our tyre.
But you look so good off the start. I mean, is the start so easy to do?
Yeah, we found the bike to work good off the start for myself, and I just can't get the right drive off the corners.
Well, we can take a look at it here again. We were watching Kai Laukkonen earlier on. He's obviously found the trick round here, but maybe we should all have a look at him.
I think he looks absolutely awesome here tonight.
You got some really good grip right in tight around that corner there.
See it again here.
Yeah, coming off the starts tonight, I think I've made everyone so far, you know. It's just that some of the boys has been a bit quicker off me off the corners.
Yeah.
It is a big one tonight. A lot of pressure out there, and obviously we've been talking to Jim Lynch, and he's a little bit upset with the way the reserves are going. Are you trying to G him up? Are you going to have a word?
Yeah, it's about getting. When we don't start well, you know, it goes on the confidence a bit, you know, and really you need a good ride to get it out on your system.
Have you spoke to them and tried to see what their setups are like and change them to adapt to the track? Or?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we're trying to do that right now, and it's just a matter of going out there and doing it, I think.
Exactly.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to the pits. And talking of in,
I hope so.
It's not been the best of seasons. In fact, this has been the worst season ever, considering Bellevue have lifted more championship titles than any other speedway club out there. What on earth has happened?
There's no riders about. We pay as much as we can pay, and we can't pay no more. Our season was interrupted by the stock cars here. I'm not going to say too much about that, but we were interrupted by the stock cars, and we couldn't ride the track, and we missed 8 weeks. So.
But also you've had rider problems too, because one you let go, one retired, and one has now walked out.
Well, Danny Anderson, he was always going to be a gamble because he was always being injured. John Jorgensen had problems because he couldn't score the points he thought he would score. The other fella, Peter Narlin, he just walked out because he wanted paying in cash, and we don't pay in cash on Friday nights at 7 o'clock.
So, okay, so that was the story about Peter.
That is a true story.
All right, so ever since then you've not been able to replace Peter, so you've been using rider replacement. You had a good night at Oxford last week. Has that been something for you to build on?
Well, we're trying our best here all the time, and tonight we've got a good chance of winning, and we're going to try and replace Peter Narlin, but we need a proper rider, not someone who's going to retire after 4 meetings.
Okay, John. All right, well, 2 points ahead, so if you can hang on to that, perhaps there'll be a bit of good luck for the Bellevue fans. Thanks.
That's quite important. Brent Werner on the outside. He's the American who rides at reserve and is taking a rider replacement ride, and that's tough for him to take the place of a number 1. It's Stefan Anderson on the inside for Peterborough. Gate 2, the informed Kai Laukkonen for Bellevue. Gate 3, Sam Taysar for Peterborough. He's flying, and Brent Werner goes from the outside. This is going to be tough, so everybody in this heat is a heat winner. This is heat number 10. Starting marshal Ray Gavin has marching the way up, go the tapes, they fly, and a show! Sam Taysar has got a real flyer there. Peterborough 1 and 2, but look at that coming through the inside. That man of magic, Kai Laukkonen, has come through from nowhere into second place, going through a gap that wasn't there. He's now on the inside, and he's going to pick it up, and we have a battle out front, because in white, Sam Taysar, Kai Laukkonen in blue. What a race developing here as Laukkonen goes away down the back straight to the cheers of the Bellevue fans. Is there a limit to what the Flying Thing can do tonight?
That's right, Tony, he's my man tonight, and what a ride there to come from third there to first, past the Peterborough boys who did not make a single mistake. Laukkonen's ride round that inside was just phenomenal to pass those two like that.
Well, Kai Laukkonen is absolutely super tonight, and he's yet to have a ride as a rider replacement. The aces could certainly trump anything tonight with him out front. Kai Laukkonen in blue, in second place in white, Sam Taysar. Third in yellow is Stefan Anderson. 3 points apiece for the heat score if it stays like this. But Laukkonen in a class of his own to take the second flag. Ahead of in second place in white, Sam Taysar. Third is Stefan Anderson. 3 points apiece the heat score. It's now 31 to Bellevue, 29 to Peterborough. This is going to be tight all the way. But Kai Laukkonen has won his third heat in a row. Great beat, it's a different class.
Yeah, sorry, Laukkonen really didn't make a good start from 2. He was basically last going into that first corner. We can see him there at the back in the blue helmet. But just look at that. His front wheel went right across that inside curve there to gain that little bit of extra room there. Straight into second place there. But look at this down there. He actually does a really tight turn again, almost catches Sam Taysar. He doesn't make it on that turn, but certainly the next turn here, we can see this again. Now look at that tight line, the two totally different tracks there for these two. And when Kai Laukkonen came out of that pitch turn then, he was like at least 2 bike lengths in front, and a really unbelievable manoeuvre that from Kai Laukkonen. And this is what you see from a man on such really top form.
Well, each team has provided 5 of the... Well, Laukkonen can have a go there. Here's the lineup then for heat number 11. On the inside for Bellevue, Jason Lance. David Howe, who we heard Susie talking to in the pits, but Peterborough goes from gate 3. Brent Werner goes from gate 3, the reserve and guest from Workington, riding tonight for Bellevue for the 4th time. And on the outside, Stefan Anderson, who comes in...
So difficult right now to say who's going to win. It's so close.
Well, the starting marshal walks away and away they go, and this time the Peterborough men get to the front, but look at Lance, and down goes David Howe in a bundle. He went to cross Jason Lance. Jason Lance back wheel, I think, appeared to take him, but I don't think Jason Lance did anything wrong, and I just wonder how our referee saw that. I've got a feeling he might put all 4 riders in. Yes, he has. All 4 riders go in there. David Howe, a shade unlucky, has certainly done a bit to his bike. I just wonder how this will show up, but Jason Lyons was going in very, very hard in that first bend, held his line from gate 1 from the start.
Yeah, we can just see this here, that David Howe in the yellow helmet, he gets to the corner there, right with Jason Lyons on the inside. Jason just catches him with his back wheel as Jason turned, and again, that's just one of those first corner punching incidents, and it's unfortunate to get on the end of that because...
the latecomer, David Howe for Peterborough. Gate 3, Brent Werner, the Bellevue reserve, the guest rider. He goes from gate 3, and on the outside, Stefan Anderson is in as rider replacement down for Buck, the man in charge of all that. Starting marshal leads away, and up go the tapes very, very quickly on the outside. In white goes Stefan Anderson, round the lot down to the front. On the inside comes David Howe, and now Peterborough have it the way they want, and the battle is joined for Jason Lance. Lance will have to find something here. He's going wide, he's now coming through like a knife through butter. David Howe is keeping him out. Now they've got a team ride. Somehow Lance has got to find space and speed. The cheers here because Lance can't get through. He's been blocked by the rider in white, Stefan Anderson. He has to go wide. He now try round the outside, and look at that! What a ride! The applause of the fans because Jason Lyons right around the outside. Who says no passing, PC?
Unbelievable. Stefan Anderson looked the wrong way. Jason Lyons was on the outside, not on the inside. And what a manoeuvre you could see. He'd got the Peterborough pair lined up, and he was going to do it one way or the other, Tony.
As they go into the last lap, the man was runner-up in the overseas final from Mildura in Australia. Tears down the back straight, extends his lead with every turn of the wheel. It'll be a share of the points in this one. Jason Lyons, the crowd love this. In second place in yellow is David Howe. Third in white is Stefan Anderson. 3 points apiece the heat score. It's 32, and it stays mighty tight here with just 2 points in it. Jason Lyons, a tremendous ride around the outside to provide the 6th heat victory of the night for the Bellevue Aces, and what a ride that was ahead of David Howe and Stefan Anderson.
To keep Jason Lyons behind, because Jason here, we can see him on the start. He doesn't particularly make a good start there. Stefan Anderson on the outside, he makes a real beauty. He just rides around the outside there of Jason Lyons. That's just where Jason wanted to be. But just look at that first turn there from David Howe. He rode that inside line straight there, right up with his teammate there. Now, Jason Lyons is having a real big go around the outside, but when he comes onto the start and finish straight, David Howe really shut the gate on him there and joins his teammate again. But Jason Lyons will not give up whatsoever. He is trying every manoeuvre. Again, we see a very similar thing. That was it again, that same incident. A big knock there from David Howe's back wheel. And certainly there, Jason Lyons completely kept the pressure on for the whole 2 or 3 laps before he managed to get by. Now he tries the outside. He's got to run here around the outside. Stefan Anderson thinks there's no one out there. He looks inside, but Jason Lyons is on the outside. And from then on, Jason just rode the race he wanted to. And certainly on the last turn, and brilliant ride from him.
Well, the men in our studio are Jonathan Green and Shane Parker. Shane, what about that for overtaking? I thought we weren't getting any.
Yeah, well, she was around the outside, not on the inside. Proved me wrong.
Oh, it's going to be an argument, but hey, nice one, Jason. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's a hard race, you know. I'm really struggling to get traction out there. I've blown my best engines up and got a new one now, and starting to get a little bit getting used to making it work the way my other ones usually do. But it was a good race, and it was hard work. Hard work.
We can take a look at that overtaking manoeuvre again, and perhaps you and Shane can discuss it as riders here, because it was good.
I had the speed, you know, on the 2 Peterborough boys, but they were sort of, you know, going into the corner, they were like blocking my way going in.
I think from your point of view, it was probably in being in that position on the bike, you was a lot closer to the fence than it actually looked on the camera.
Yeah, it was one of them points where you don't know if it's worth taking the chance to go for, or you know, you put your peg in the fence, you know, and that's the end of you. So, yeah. You know, I was a bit cautious there, but, you know, lucky enough, just snuck through that.
Come off, you got a run, it was good result, mate.
All right, excellent stuff, Jason. And, well, what about the outcome of this? Can you guys go all the way?
I don't even know the score.
2 points in it,
Just 2 points in it.
Yeah, you know, that boys they're hooking up quite good now, so hopefully the rest of our team can, you know, keep it up and come out with a win.
Well, let's find out with Heat 12. Let's go back to our commentators.
Heat 12 has Andy Smith on the inside for Bellevue. Nigel Sadler, reserve with no points to his name so far, goes for Peterborough from gate 2. It is the favoured gate here tonight. Gate 3 for Bellevue, Kevin Doolan, the 19-year-old Australian. Shaken up a little last time out, but 4 points, paid 5 so far this evening. From the outside, that's Sam Taysar, who rode for Bellevue last week. He's been piling up the points here tonight. Work to do, Peter. He hasn't exactly hit the high spots this evening.
No, Andy's got to come good in this race, that's for sure. And Kevin Doolan's been scoring. Let's see what Kevin can do as well.
Up go the tapes and away they fly. And the visitors from Peterborough having a battle here. They're taken wide because Andy Smith on cue from Peter Collins. But look at the race being ridden by Sam Taysar in pursuit. We've a meeting on our hands here tonight. Andy Smith is out front. Sam Taysar, the bouncing check, is chasing him all down the straight. Back in third place in blue, Kevin Doolan holding on to it just from Nigel Sadler. But 2 races developing here, and the one in front is pretty intense.
Yeah, Andy Smith did make a great start. He's got to keep his cool here and hang on to this win because it's going to be 3 points for him if he can hang on. He's got to make no mistakes because Sam Taysar is certainly a Bellevue specialist, although now they seem to be pulling away. Andy seems to have got a good lead.
Andy Smith in front with just over a lap to go. Andy Smith in red will surely take this one if he keeps his wheels in line. Into the last lap with Sam Taysar in white in second place. Third place now for the Bellevue Aces is being held by Kevin Doolan. He's in blue. This will be a 4-2 to the Bellevue Aces and will extend their lead to 4 points. The cheers are here because that's how it finishes, and with that 4-2 margin it's Bellevue 38, Peterborough 34 with 4 heats to go. And certainly Andy Smith playing a captain's part in that one. He hit the sort of form that once made him 3 times in a row the British champion. He's now riding on a Polish licence.
With him when you were 16, I believe, but now this is the reality, this is the real thing. You had a tough push there by Sam Taysar. You knew he was going to be strong, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew he was going to be strong. It's the first time I've ridden Jawas round Bellevue. I think I'm getting it there now.
You made a good gate then and you pulled the win out. You desperately needed it.
Yeah, I need to get my finger out if the team's going to do anything.
Yeah, it's coming down to the last heat decided by the look of things. It's important.
And like Jason was just unbelievable in that last race. So I don't know how he got through.
You certainly got the experience, but I mean, it's another job to be able to have to motivate a group of men who obviously are down in the dumps, and I'm sure you are too. But you've got to stand there, you've got to put the smile on your face, and you've got to G them up. Are you finding that a tough thing to do?
Not really. They're not that down, really.
Really?
Yeah, they're pretty there, and they want to win.
Have you found it difficult not having so many meets here of late?
Oh, it's been terrible not riding here every week. I think it doesn't do the team any good.
Yeah.
A little bit of rain, we're starting to feel it in the sprinkles. Did you see any difference in the conditions when you were out there now?
No, it was okay that time. Hopefully it'll just keep off till the very end.
Yep. All right, thanks Andy, we'll let you get back to the pits. The rain is starting to
go.
David Howe on the inside for Peterborough in white. For Bellevue, Kai Laukkanen in red. For Peterborough, Peter Carlson goes from gate 3. On the outside, it's Jason Lyons. I have to tell you, the 2 Bellevue riders, Jason Lyons and Kai Laukkanen, have won 6 heats between them. And we'll be expecting them to extend their lead here to 8 points. And then I just wonder what will be the tactical plans of Peterborough. We have a golden, we have to see. Away they go on the outside in blue there. That's Jason Lyons. Round the outside have been taken wide. And this is a surprise because he's got work to do. But he's doing it. Jason Lyons for the second time in 3 heats, like a knife through butter, coming through the field for the back and going down here, pursued by Peter Carlson. What a ride, but right to the back in red, Kai Laukkanen. Laukkanen will now have to battle here with David Howe, who's holding him off. But the big gowns out front are showing us just what Speedway is all about at the highest level.
Yeah, Jason Lyons has certainly done all the work now. Now it's up to Kai Laukkanen. Kai Laukkanen's having a real big go now at the back. He's really putting David Howe under pressure, but he just doesn't seem to have the speed now. Howe really has to hold him off here because that would keep the meeting alive.
With a lap to go, the man out front is Jason Lyons in blue. A real battle from Peter Carlson in second place. David Howe's got to keep going here ahead of the man on the back, Kai Laukkanen. That's a surprise. But as we go into the final straight, it's going to be won by Jason Lyons ahead of the Peterborough pairing in yellow Peter Carlson, in white David Howe. That's a split of the points at 3 points apiece. The third heat out of the last 4 that's seen the points shared, and it's now 41 to Bellevue, 37 to Peterborough, with Stefan Anderson goes for Peterborough. Gate 3, Glenn Cunningham from Bellevue in the red helmet colours, and on the outside, Brett Woodyfield for Peter in yellow. This is going to be tough for the Peterborough pair, Peter, but I think they might.
Final heat, Tony.
So still, with 2 heats to go, it's anybody's meeting. Up go the tapes, they fly. A bit of lift there for the rider in white, Stefan Anderson, but he gets it down, picks up the speed and comes round the outside. And look at the battle where Stefan Anderson jumps ahead of the rider in blue, Brent Werner. Round the outside in red, Glenn Cunningham is having a go at the back, while Stefan Anderson's partner, Brett Woodyfield, is struggling. And this looks like being another 3-all, and we will still go to the final race with all at issue here. Look at the action down that back straight, because I have to tell you the different racing lines being picked up by these riders are responding in different ways. But Stefan Anderson out front takes it ahead at the moment of Glenn Cunningham. In third place is Brent Werner, and tailed off at the back is Brett Woodyfield, and it looks very much as if it will stay like this, Peter.
Yeah, it's looking certainly good here for the rider in white, Stefan Anderson, because he did all that work on the first turn, but certainly a drawn heat here would certainly make everything to play for in the final heat still for Peterborough.
Well, Bellevue could suffer a 4-2 defeat in the final heat and still win this meeting and give them their first win of the season. But as they take the checkered flag in white, it goes to Stefan Anderson ahead of the Bellevue pair. In red, Glenn Cunningham in second place, Brent Werner in third. 3 points apiece, the heat score. 44-40 is the scoreline as we go into the final heat here. This in gate 2 in the yellow and black helmet colours go Peter Carlson. Gate 3 is Jason Lyons, the man of the moment, who certainly has looked impressive, unbeaten by an opponent all night. On the outside in white is Stefan Anderson. He too has a part to play, but if Peterborough can get this 5-1, it will be a draw. But Bellevue, if they can get 2 points out of this heat, will get their first league win of the campaign, and it all remains on the next 4 laps. Away they go, and pushing through on the inside in blue, Kai Laukkonen is already down, tumbling down. Our referee will surely have to stop that one unless Kai Laukkonen gets up, but no red lights as yet. Yes, they're flashing. The race will be stopped, and with Kai Laukkonen probably excluded from that one, it could mean that Bellevue have work to do. Yes, the exclusion light goes against Kai Laukkonen, and it is now all down to Jason Lyons.
Yeah, because certainly the track conditions caused that to... he thought he could have got back in there first corner bunching, but you know, he really did slide down on his own, and really the referee should exclude him for that. And but it is down to the track conditions. You know, I did say that it's going to be real slippery on that first corner, and Kai there in the blue, he has to turn very sharp from gate 1, and where he made his turn, it was just like a skating rink, and unfortunately...
Dreadfully disappointed, and just try and grab a word with him. Kai, you've been fantastic all night. You must be absolutely gutted about that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the track is coming so slick on the rain. That was like ice. I just lost my bike. I couldn't do anything.
And it happened so instantly because it only just started raining, didn't it, really?
Yeah. That I didn't realize on the gate that it's raining because I was watching for the gate, and when I get to first corner, I just, oh, what is happening? And back just going.
So it was literally as quick as that, because we're just watching the rerun there, I think, on the TV screen. So bad luck, Kai. Sorry about that.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Look at the video. He looked down at his bike because it had gone. I've got Jason Lyons in here who'll confirm it for me. Okay.
Yeah, but there's only the rider himself will know whether
his bike has stopped. He's looked down at the bike. It stopped, completely stopped.
Yeah, but there's only the rider knows whether his engine was running or not. You can't tell. And I can't
tell.
The only thing is, John...
For a lot, I bet it could tell.
When
Jason, here, have a word with him.
No, there's no need to speak to Jason.
Ref?
Hello, Jason.
All right.
Are you the team manager now?
Yes, I'm everything.
Good lad. Good lad.
Definitely stop, mate.
Yeah, but there's only the rider himself knows that. All I can say, Jason, when the red lights came on, the guy was still moving, and he got all the way down the back straight to the third turn, and I stopped the race on the first turn. So you can't say, and I can only assume that he was still going.
Well, to be honest with you now, the track's too dangerous to ride.
Yeah. Well, I think we should get the...
I don't think we should.
I think we should get the last race finish.
Paul, I went in the third corner and skated right past the whole corner. The bike turned on its own until I hit the fence.
Right.
Right? the track is too dangerous. Now, if you can't believe me,
come down.
You come down here and have a look for yourself, right? And you can roll around. I'll even lend you a bike. All right. Now do the right thing this time, Paul.
Right.
And come down and have a look.
No, there's no need to come down, Jace. I can see here that it's obviously raining pretty hard.
Yeah.
Do you want to get your colleague, the opposing team captain?
Yeah. Can we get Peter Carlson here, please?
Because this is
the match to get somebody.
We got Peter Carlson coming now.
Right. Thank you, Jason.
Hang on a minute. I'll hang up while he comes.
Okay.
In fact, John, I'll speak to you, I think.
Hello. Hello, Peter.
Yeah.
Peter, Jason's saying to me that the track is too dangerous now. Would you agree with that?
Sorry?
Would you agree with that? The comment that the track is now too dangerous?
It's very slippery, but
would you say it is too dangerous?
I'd say it's rideable, but you know, we've got to be careful about it.
Yeah, but I need a decision from you.
Yeah.
Whether you feel the meeting should be cancelled now, or whether we run the last race. You're the guy who races.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you've got to be sensible.
We've got to be sensible to be able to do it, but I think we can do it. But I mean, it's pretty slippery.
Yeah. So therefore, you're saying it's not safe.
Well, that's up to you, you know.
No. You need to tell me: is it safe or not? Is it safe to continue, in your opinion, or not?
Well, I can't say, you know. It's
but
just,
you got,
I can say I can ride on it.
But you got to say, can you race? Is it safe? But is it safe to carry on, in your opinion, or not?
It's never safe, is it?
Right. Okay. So it isn't safe.
Well, it's your decision, you know. I can't make I'm not the referee.
No, I know that, but
I can ride on it.
But you need to tell me whether it's in your view it's fit to rerun the last race.
Well, I mean, I'll run it. I'll ride in it.
Yeah.
You know, if it's on. If it's not on, I'm not riding, am I?
No, you're not.
No.
But you're evading my question, aren't you? You're evading my question.
That's it, isn't it?
Hey?
Yeah.
Is it safe in your view to carry on?
Hello.
Hello, John.
Listen, you better come down and have a look. It's going even worse now.
No, there's no need to come down. By the time we get down, we're going to. The thing is, John, you want to win the meeting. You just lost a rider who's been excluded.
Yeah.
Jason's saying to me the track's not fit, but Peter Carlson is saying, well, he won't give a decision.
Because what you're saying to me is they're saying it for the opposite reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you're going to try and persuade me that that we shouldn't run the last race.
Yeah.
But we've only had one incident.
Yeah,
Right.
well, what do you need? Somebody to go through the fence and then that's okay.
We don't
then
want,
we'll call it off then.
We don't want that to happen. I think, John, we should try and finish the meeting. So
Well, you ought to have a ride then. You ought to put a suit on and have a go.
No, I don't. Not really.
Oh.
I don't. So we'll run the last race.
Well, I'll go and talk to my captain and see what he says. And
Okay.
if it's too dangerous, we'll give Peterborough the points and we'll have a draw.
Can you just put Jim Lynch on?
Because I'd sooner have somebody alive than dead.
John,
okay?
John.
You're all right in that box.
Of course I am. John, just put Jim Lynch on.
Jim, it's your turn.
I don't. He said he thinks he could.
Okay. Hello. Right.
Jim.
Can I grab you?
Jim,
a minute.
there's a feeling from.
Right. Can I just ask you a question? Whose decision is it that Heat 15 will be stopped or not? Because Peter was being. Well, I thought he was being pressured there into a decision. Jason's obviously got his opinion, which is fair enough. No, I'm just asking you, whose decision is it?
Referee's decision.
And what do you think?
Well, I'm not riding a bike. I'm not bothered. If they want to run it, they run it. But if someone gets really badly injured, then don't push it onto us. You know, let the referee carry the can.
Okay, let's just have a listen to what Jim's saying now to the referee.
My view is at the end of the day, you know, it's your decision to take. You're the referee.
Yeah.
I don't know what is a dangerous track. Right now, what you've done is you've spoken to their captain, you've spoken to our captain. He said he doesn't want to ride, and our captain said he's willing to.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Paul, it's your decision.
Absolutely. But obviously you've got to be involved in this discussion.
Well, we are involved in the discussion, but I'm like John, I haven't got a clue whether a track is dangerous or not.
Okay, well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
Yeah.
And that's to do it. So we'll run the last race.
Okay, up to you, referee.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Jim, okay, well, we just heard all that. It's going to run.
Yeah,
Heat 15.
I'm saying there is at the end of the day, the referee's got to make the decision, not the riders, and if he doesn't think, how the hell am I supposed to know if the track is fit or unfit, Susie? I don't know. And written note to that said, as John does, and I sympathise with what John's saying and what Jason's saying, but at the end of the day, we've got the television cameras here, and this is a race that could provide us with a result.
Well, yes, but we don't want to, obviously, just because Sky are showing the show, we don't want to be,
call off meetings normally and Heat 15 just because you've got a bit of rain. Come on, we don't.
No.
Right, and at the end of the day, it's the referee's decision, not John or mine. Right, and if the referee says that the meeting is off and it doesn't go ahead, I'm quite happy about it. Right.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jim. Right, let's go back to the studio now and speak to Shane. Shane, safety is obviously paramount in Speedway. It rains a lot. What do you think about the track conditions?
The track conditions, the way they are, the track is very hard and slick, and I can see a rider coming off in this race. I mean, it's very hard to stay on when the top's so icy with the water on it. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, hopefully the boys will ride with their heads and nobody will come off, but it's very likely.
But as Jim says, I mean, it's very rare that you get to a Heat 15 and actually call a meet off.
No, exactly, that's true. I mean, the rain's actually
it's stopped raining now.
Exactly. So, I mean, obviously we've got no time to prepare the track as far as bring a bit of dirt down on top of the hard base, but the boys have got to get out there and do the job, and I can understand it from Peterborough's point of view because, like, Kai's been excluded. They do have a chance of salvaging something out of this meeting, and they want to give it a shot.
Perhaps realise had no reason why his bike had stopped.
Anyway, we are going without Kai Laukkonen, who was excluded. Peter Carlson goes from gate 2, the Peterborough captain. Gate 3, the protesting Jason Lance. On the outside, Stefan Anderson riding Sam Taysar's bike will ride for Peterborough. If Jason Lance comes third behind the Peterborough pairing, the meeting will be drawn. If Jason Lance comes anywhere better than that, then a win goes to Bellevue for the first time this season. This is the finale. The rain still coming down. Away go the riders, but Jason Lance is the man out front. The bend will be the test, and it is. They go round carefully. Jason Lance on the outside picks it up. He now knows he can ride wide where it's safe, where there is still some dirt. And at the back, the Peterborough riders are struggling, but Jason Lance has got this now absolutely right, Peter.
Yeah, Jason Lyons, he knows all he has to do is stay on that bike and win this race. I don't think he's going to be under any threat from the Peterborough riders. It's so difficult and tricky out there, and if Jason stays on here, Bellevue will get their first win of the season.
With 2 laps to go, not a great speedway race, but all tactical and all about safety here, and the riders, as we heard, are riding with intelligence. It's been a great meeting. A pity it has to end like this without true racing, but in fact Peterborough, of course, Bellevue went into the final race leading by 4 points, and with a lap to go, Jason Lance, if he holds this, will make it a 3-all for the Heat, and it will be a 47-43 win for Bellevue, their first win of the season, just 50 metres away from Jason Lance, who takes that in red. A hanger in second place in yellow, Peter Carlson. Third eventually will be Stefan Anderson. A great meeting. Perhaps a little bit of an anti-climax in the final race because really disappointment, but for Jason Lance it's provided a great night full of points. 17 paid 18, winning that heat ahead of Peter and a struggle.